series. This one's going to be kind of fun, and it's going to sound a little strange, but I just finished the training for the Kia Carnival, which I'm super excited about, and it kind of competes a little bit with the Telluride. Now, not really, and I get it. So here's the thing. I kind of thought the next minivan from Kia was going to be kind of below the Telluride, but there's a lot of places where it's actually stepping above the Telluride, and I'm pretty excited to tell you about that because we did a little Instagram poll this morning on my Instagram, and we said, you know, which is your favorite, the Telluride or the new Carnival? And it was 75% Carnival, and I was totally with you guys. I was with the majority until about 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning when I finished the training, and I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's one over the other anymore. So that's what we're going to talk about in this car. We're going to go over in this car and show you the features, and I'm going to explain the future features of the Carnival. The Carnival will arrive this month. That's what we're expecting at this point. So we will do this again with the two actual vehicles, and then you can subscribe to our channel if this video intrigues you, and we'll come back and do it with the actual vehicles. So here we go. If you're just joining us and you're not live with us, feel free to skip ahead to the 3-minute mark of the video. That's where we'll get going with the content. In the meantime, I'll show you how to join us live, and we're also going to go over a little bit of Kia news. So let's do that in 1 second. All right, here we go. If you want to join us, most of our videos are not embedded, but in case it's embedded on another site, make sure you just go to YouTube. When you get to YouTube, search for Brantford Kia, refresh the page at exactly 2 o'clock. I usually start these videos at around 1:59, so we're refreshing exactly at 2 o'clock, just like you would be. Down here, you're going to see our live video. If for some reason you don't see that little live tab right up here, just click the videos tab, and it'll be the very first video right there. So we're going to click into that right now. We may have to watch an ad for Jeep. The only Jeep you're allowed to buy is a Wrangler. Everything else, you gotta at least test drive a Kia, the competitive Kia. All right, there we go. Congratulations, Jeep. You made it onto our live video. All right, here we go. What's going on for news? So news today, I really want to point out something that we just got. It's something I should have mentioned a few days ago when we found it out. But in the Canadian Automotive Journalists Awards world, the Kia K5 won Best Large Car for 2021, and the Kia Telluride won for the second year in a row Best Large Utility Vehicle, and both of those vehicles are now eligible for the overall grand prize, which would be Car of the Year and SUV of the Year. And what's super exciting for me is they could win. They're very good. If you've been following the Telluride at all, you know that Telluride has crushed it in almost every awards that it's been entered in, and here we are again. So Kia's only won Car of the Year once with the Kia Stinger. Telluride was close last year, but here we go. We could win it again. And when we're doing this video, we're going to talk about that. So again, we're about 5 seconds away from starting. We'll talk about that right now. All right, we're 3 minutes in, and I want to say one thing right up front. The Kia Telluride is a hugely award-winning vehicle. It is top of the line in every way. It's top of class, and we just pointed out over here, just in our little news section, that it has just won Best Large Utility Vehicle in Canada for the second year in a row. It's in line for overall SUV of the year in Canada, and that's a big deal. So when I start pointing out some features that the new Carnival has that the Telluride doesn't have, I want to be clear. We're talking a top-of-the-line vehicle, not just in its class, but potentially the top SUV in the market right now. And the Carnival kind of blows it out of the water in a couple ways. So if you like the Telluride styling, buy the Telluride. If you want an 8-passenger vehicle, you need some space, you want some technology, those kind of things, this is the video for you. And we will do another video when the vans arrive. This is sort of your preview of what's to come. All right, let's take a look at what we have in front of us today. I just want to show you real quickly Telluride right over here. This is the Telluride. We have in front of us the SX Limited Night Sky Edition, pretty much a top-of-the-line vehicle, and we are at $55,695. Now, Kia Carnival's already up on the Kia website, and it's got pricing. So let's just go to the models for a second here. The models are right there. EX, I'm at the top of the line here. It's top of the line Carnival, which looks very SUV-like, $48,295. So anytime I mention something in the Carnival that is actually maybe a little bit more impressive than the Telluride, it's also lower priced. Now, of course, you don't get all-wheel drive. You don't get quite the SUV feel that you would with the Telluride, but it depends on what you're looking for. You get most ground clearance out of any minivan, at least as far as I can do in my research. Horsepower within a horsepower. Torque, very similar. Towing capacity, Telluride's going to win It's got 5,000 pounds towing capacity, but if you only need to tow 3,500 pounds, the Carnival is going to be an option for you. The Carnival is super impressive, and I'm going to show you how impressive it is by talking about the best large utility vehicle in Canada for 2 years in a row and showing you where the Carnival is equal or even better. So again, I'm not saying you're going to buy one over the other, but again, both are 7 or 8 seat vehicles, and both are from the Kia dealership, and you can just see them both and go from there. So let's hop inside first. And just so you know, if you've never been here before, we're going to spend about a half an hour going through these. We're going to go in detail. If that's what you want to see, these are the videos for you. The only thing I ask in return, hit that little like button. We're going to go for 60 likes today. I got 30 people on, 14 likes so far. Do me a favor, hit the like button. We're going to go for 60 likes. We're going to have 3 to 4, even 500 people on during this live video. So let's have some fun. Here we go. Hopping inside. A couple ways to get inside the vehicle, of course. If you have the key in your hand, both this and the Kia Carnival are going to have very similar looking keys. The Carnival is going to have a few extra buttons out here. It'll have the remote start on the everything but the very bottom trim. Although if you want to add a remote start, you can add that to the bottom trim Carnival as well. And you'll have the power sliding door buttons. Other than that, you're going to have basically the same key as this. One cool feature we're going to talk about a little bit later, but I'll give you a hint. You can tap and hold the unlock button, and it'll open the sliding doors and the rear tailgate of the Carnival. Obviously, the only thing we can open here with a key fob is the rear tailgate of the Telluride. Let's hop inside here. Seats are going to be a big deal. The Telluride is one of the best seats in the business when it comes to the front seats. You have this powered seat. We showed you actually yesterday on the Sorento SX. Very similar thing. You have your lumbar support right here. You also have the little extension right here. Now, I've seen the seats on the Carnival in a video. I haven't seen them in person, but expect them to be very comfortable, very large, and probably just as adjustable as this one, and maybe even more. We'll talk about that, especially when we talk to middle row seats in a minute. Hopping in here, one of the things the Telluride is known for is a couple of little safety features. Now, here's the thing. I got to gas out the boss to show you one, so he's in the next room, and I'm not supposed to start cars inside, but sometimes I like to do that, and it's not the nicest thing. So this Telluride has gauges here and has a display screen in the center. That display screen is very, very clear, and it's best shown by doing exactly this. Start up the car, signal to the left, there is my blind spot on the left side. Signal to the right, there's my blind spot on the right side. That is a full display screen. And what I like about that is in the Carnival, you're going to have this whole section is available as a 12.3-inch display. It's the largest display we sell in any of our vehicles. And we saw it yesterday on the SX Sorento, so you can see that video as well. But the whole thing will be a display. And what happens is when I use those display for the signal, it will actually get rid of your tach or your speedometer. Interestingly, those will be reversed on the Sorento and on the Carnival, which is an interesting thing they do with a digital dash. But you can see how having a screen in the center gives you a whole bunch of options. Not only do you get great information, you have the ability to use cameras, those kinds of things. Now, as we slide across the dash right here, let me see if, I don't think I've zoomed in. Yeah, there we go. As we slide across the dash right here, you have the 10.25-inch display screen, which people have been praising because it's got some great technology in here. It's got some good size. And it's also really nice for something like this surround view monitor, which means you can see exactly where you're going to go with the car. You've got a 360 view of the car. And what's kind of cool is you can zoom in and out here as well. So you can go a little further back or a little closer in, however you want to do that. And we'll leave it in the center there. You got the backup screen here. You can see your blind spots right there. So this is all great. This is all fantastic. However, let's just put it back to the backup camera. However, the Carnival is going to add screen space. This is 10.25-inch. You're going to have 12.3-inch display screen. So you're going to have an even bigger display screen in the Carnival. Again, people like big displays. You're going to get an even bigger display in that car. Same idea with the technology, but actually upgraded technology in here as well. So you're going to talk about a lot of features here. In this particular car, we've done this before, where we've talked about how you can set it up so from the screen here, when I start the car, if it's cool outside, the car can automatically turn on its heated seats and automatically turn on its heated steering wheel. So now what you're going to have in the Carnival is you can do that in that car as well, in addition to if it's cool outside, or if it's hot outside, it can turn on the ventilated seats for you. So that is something that we've only ever had in the Telluride before, and you will have that in the Carnival as well. One thing that's pretty cool in the Sorento, which you can't do in this car, in the Telluride, you have heated rear seats in these vehicles, and they are heated and ventilated. and we'll talk about the rear seats in a second. You can set that up from here, or in the Sorento and in the Carnival, you can actually turn the heated seats on from here. You can also recline the seats. We'll talk about that in a minute. Coming down here, tri-zone air conditioning, or tri-zone climate control, I should say. The rear is currently off. We'll just turn it on there for a second. But you can see you can set the climate to whatever you want. I already had one set, driver set to 21, the rear set to 22, the passenger set to 24. So if you like that multi-zone climate control, you're going to get that available in the Carnival as well, which is kind of nice. Moving down to, let me just get this out of the way. Let me just turn the climate system off again. We'll save some battery life here. And if you open this up, you have a wireless phone charger. Now, this particular one is great, charges your phone. The new one in the Carnival is going to have a vent on it, which is going to help keep it cool, and it will charge a little bit faster than some of our other wireless charge points. Still have USB ports in here. Speaking of USB ports, this would be where you plug in for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now, when you buy a Carnival, if you get it with the 8-inch screen, you're going to have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is about this big right here. If you get the 12.3-inch screen, you're going to have to wait, but you eventually will get a software update to allow you to have wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay in that screen. I have not had confirmation that the Telluride will be able to do that in the future. So Carnival may have that feature, Telluride may not. Both vehicles have an 8-speed transmission. We mentioned horsepower and torque numbers are virtually the same. The engine in the Telluride is a 3.8-liter engine, 3.5-liter in the Carnival. This one, of course, is your all-wheel drive vehicle, and it has more off-road modes. Excuse me. So we have Comfort, Eco, Sport, and Smart, and you will have drive modes in the Carnival. You will not have terrain modes. So snow, mud, and sand. If you're going to go through heavy snow, deep snow, mud, and sand, you may want the all-wheel drive system that comes in this vehicle and a little bit extra ground clearance, and that is where you would go with the Telluride for sure. Same thing with, like we said, towing capacity, 5,000 pounds on this car. Down here, auto hold, electronic parking brake, parking sensors, front and rear in the Carnival will be available. I believe they're only rear in this car. I'll double check that. You'll have all the safety features like lane, or actually this is hard to film. Very easy to see with my eyes, but hard to see with the camera. There we go. You can see the buttons there. Cruise control over here. It is smart cruise control. You're going to have a number of safety features, including some safety features we've never seen before. Speaking of features we haven't seen, let's just scroll over here. In this vehicle, you have what's called passenger talk. I like to use it because what it does, ooh, it sounds really cool in here. It takes my voice, it puts it on the microphones up here, and it plays it in the rear speakers. So I can talk to my rear passengers. Now, what's cool is in the Carnival, you're going to be able to have your passengers do the same type of thing to talk to you. Also, in a lot of our minivans, you'll have a little thing that pops down here, and it's a mirror, right? You can see your kids. That's kind of the minivan mirror. Hey, there's me. In this car, you don't have that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through the mirror to see our people. You don't want to do that. In the Carnival, you're actually going to have a camera looking at your rear passengers. You can see your rear passengers right here. Kind of a cool system. So really interesting technology coming to that car. I got to turn that passenger talk off. Okay, passenger talk, we'll turn that off. And of course you have things like the, where are we here? Quiet mode as well. That can allow your rear speakers to turn itself off, and you can just have your music in the front speakers, which means you can let your kids sleep in the back, or you can let your kids play their own music on their earphones, and you don't have to listen to it, or they don't have to listen to your music, and you can still listen to yours. So turn on the quiet mode, speaker goes to here. The volume in the front speaker is only set to 7 when you hit that quiet mode, but you can turn it up from there if you want. So privacy, those kind of things, all good stuff. We're gonna hop out for a second. We didn't talk about blind spot detection. We did show you the cameras that of course show you blind spot, but you also have blind spot detection, lane keep assist, and we'll go a little further out here. All right, we're actually halfway through right now. So if anybody has any questions yet, we'll take your questions. I'm assuming there's not a ton yet, but let's just double check for questions and then we'll keep going. How many speakers? If you're talking about the Carnival, I believe it was 12 speakers on the top audio system. If you're gonna ask me about the, if you're going to ask me about the Telluride, it slipped my mind right now, but I believe it is also 12. Telluride, I really don't remember the speaker count offhand. Sorry guys, I'll have to get back to you on that one. Okay, let me just pull the camera back here for a second. Let me just double check if there's any questions here. We had one that we just answered. Dual intercom on Carnival, yeah, there's interesting things. So some of our audience here is international, and I am speaking on the Canadian specs. So some of the things that you might be saying in the comment section, I can't always confirm that they'll be in Canada, but of course those will be things we look into when the vehicle actually shows up. All right, any questions here? Anything we see? I think we're good. Not a whole lot. So we're gonna keep rolling here. All right, so most of you know about our smart power liftgate. So those of you that don't, length of the cargo stuff, I will get to that question. What was that? Scott S. What's the cargo space length with second and third rows down? So in the Carnival, with second and third row seats down, the third row seats actually come out, and you can fit a 4x8 sheet in the Carnival. In this one, of course, you can't. I'm gonna talk about tailgate for a second. Most of you know that we have a smart tailgate. What that means is I can stand behind the vehicle, the lights will blink 5 times in 3 seconds, and the tailgate will rise. That's a pretty cool feature. You can just stand there, and it works because you have the proximity key, and it makes so much sense. You don't have to wave your foot underneath the bumper and stand with, if you've got a kid in your hands and you're standing on snow and ice, you don't want to be standing on one foot. So what you have is a proximity key, and it's literally that. It senses the proximity of the key, and it can react. Now, you don't have to turn it on, but what happens is when I stand there, the trunk will open. Now, what's cool is that on the Telluride, it does that. You can stand there, it'll open. When I have a Carnival, I can set it up so that when I'm done loading my gear in here and I walk away from the car, it will sense that the proximity key is gone and it is capable of closing itself, which is pretty cool. So the Telluride, you can't leave. You have to manually shut the trunk, and I don't really have an issue with that. I think that makes sense, but the Carnival's pretty cool. Now, on the Carnival, if you have kids and you wanted them to get in, sometimes these door handles are a little tougher to reach or tougher to operate. You can sit there and approach the vehicle with your key. Takes a little bit longer. So if you've got your hands full, maybe your baby's in your hand, takes a little bit longer because they don't want it to accidentally open, but you will approach the side of the Carnival and the sliding doors will also go out. All right, we're gonna shut that trunk again for a second. We're gonna hop in the back seat here. Now this one happens to be the the night sky edition. It's got the black rims, black logos. You will be able to get black wheels, black rims on the Carnival as well. So if that's something that you're looking for from a style point of view, you can. This one has seats that are basically fixed in place. They move forward, they move back, they recline. They're very comfortable. They do have armrests. We'll show you the picture of the Carnival. You can get seats that are full lazy boy style seats, is what I call them. I can't use that actual brand name, of course, but that's kind of the style seats that I kind of grew up with. You can get that in the Carnival, so that's cool, but you can also set them apart like this, the two captain's chairs if you have the captain's chairs, or you can move them together, which is pretty cool. So, and you can take out the seat, so even if you have the center seat in here in the Carnival, you'll be able to move that center seat forward, so the passenger here can also work with maybe a young child or a baby, or you can fold it down like a table and move that table right back so the third row seat will also have the ability to have that table in there. In a Telluride, you don't have some of those features, but again, class-leading vehicle right here. These are comfortable seats. So let's take a look at some things we can expect in the Carnival. And now one thing I want to do is I'm going to awkwardly lean forward because I forgot to set this up. I'm going to turn the vehicle to the on position. We're going to shut the, where am I? We're going to open the blind here. What I'm doing is you have a second sunroof in this vehicle right here. You can see I'm opening that opaque cover. It's pretty cool. We'll come back to that in just 1 second here as I turn the vehicle off again. All right. So when I'm sitting here in the third row seats, or second row seats, excuse me, you have a whole bunch of things going on. You've got your climate controls back here, which are currently off because the vehicle's off, but you can control your rear climate controls here. You're going to have a similar panel in the Carnival. What's cool also about here is the Carnival has 9 USB ports. I believe the Telluride has the same amount of USB ports. You will find them in the back of the seats here. And what that means is you can have your device connected, put in this little pocket here. Carnival has a little bit longer pocket here and a smaller pocket behind. You can put them in here. You can charge your USB devices. Now, what's important about that is if I'm sitting in the back row here, I can Bluetooth my phone to the infotainment system. So I can play my music from the second row or third row seat over there. And of course, with the USB port, I don't have to worry about my device going dead. So that's super helpful as well. So Carnival's gonna have some of these features. The Telluride also has that. Now we showed you that sunroof. The sunroof is really awesome. Just when you're looking up here, it's very hard to film from where I am here. It's a massive sunroof in the Telluride. The Telluride has that space. So when we looked at the Sorento yesterday, you had a continuous sunroof with just a little panel. The front opened. The front still opens here. On the Telluride, the rear panel is just a glass panel. It does not open. On the Carnival, that huge rear panel over the second row seats and sort of in front of the third row seats. Let's just get a perspective of where that panel is. On the Carnival, that will be an opening sunroof. So again, you've got this class-leading, award-winning, almost can't lose SUV, and you're adding a bunch of features into the Carnival that you have here or don't have here in the Telluride. Coming across here, let's just take a look over here. This is pretty typical for a lot of minivans. The Telluride also has them. You have these shades that come up. They clip into the door like that, and they give you pretty good, the camera does a really bad job of adjusting, but they give you an extra level of shade there. The EX trim, can you add fog lights? If you're talking about the EX trim fog lights in this vehicle, it has fog lights on every trim level. They're LED lights. And if you're talking about the Carnival, I believe the EX Plus and above, or maybe it's EX and above, will have LED fog lights in Canada here. All right, third row seats. In the third row seat of the Carnival, you're gonna fit people better than you're gonna fit people here. Now you have 3 seats in the back in the Telluride that we have here. The Carnival's also gonna fit 3 seats. They also fold into the floor. You're gonna have a little more space. Why? Because it's a minivan. So the Carnival is going to have class-leading cargo space, seats up or seats down. It's going to be a big van. It's going to have SUV styling in many ways. It's going to have a very efficient engine. It's not a hybrid, but that hybrid Toyota loses a ton of interior space. So you are going to have that to deal with, whereas the cargo space in the Carnival will be very, very large. So when I say very large, what are we expecting compared to the Telluride? Well, in this particular vehicle, the seats in the third row will fold flat, and I can show you that right here. We'll fold one of them down. Very easy to do. You've got a nice flat floor out to that section there. Now, in the Carnival, these seats will actually roll into the floor, essentially, and fill in what would have been a very deep well back here in the Carnival. Telluride has this system here. However, the Telluride kind of splits the difference. It has this panel here, which you can lift out and drop down just like that, and kind of, like I say, split the difference between a full minivan and creating extra space. So you still have pretty good luggage space down here. Somebody was asking me the other day, can we fit carry-on luggage behind here? In the Sorento, not so much. Not as many as you could. I mean, you can fit them, but not as many as you could in here. You see ports back here. You have a 12-volt port. There are USB ports back here as well. Let me just show you over there. In the back end of the Carnival, you will also have a regular plug. Now, this car has the regular plug right there in the center of your screen right now, below the armrests. Sorry about the poor quality video. It's just darker in here. You will have that in the Carnival, but you'll also have one back here. So you're going to gain luggage space in that Carnival as well. So here we are comparing the very top of the line, you know, almost, it might be this year's winner for overall SUV of the year. And we're talking about a Carnival that hasn't been introduced, will cost less than this vehicle, and is going to have all those extra type components. So do me a favor, guys. We're going to go back to taking some questions now. If you haven't hit the like button yet, do me a favor. All I ask is you hit that little like button. I spent a few hours training for this vehicle this morning and talking about this. I'm only asking for a split second of your time on that like button. I'm just going to put this seat back up. This is a vehicle we have to deliver in a minute here. Ooh, I don't want to hear you guys looking at me. So we'll show you how that comes up again here. You can watch the side, actually. I'm just pulling with the one handle. Very easy to do. And there's the floor raised up there. So that's a pretty good system here. And I'll put these mats just in. Actually, we'll fold the seat down for now and put the mats right like that. We'll fix that for them later. One thing that was pretty cool in the Sorento, the Telluride doesn't have it yet, is the Sorento has the close button here and a lock button there. When you hit the lock button, you're going to get the tailgate to close and the lock. And you can adjust this to many heights and 2 different speeds when you close. That'll be the same thing on the Carnival. LED rear lighting you saw on this vehicle, you're gonna have LED rear lighting on upper trim levels of the Carnival as well. LED headlights are standard on every single Telluride. They're going to be standard on every single Carnival as well. This one has the fog lights down there. You're going to have Carnival fog lights down here, and you're going to have the LEDs. And actually, the headlights, the high beams, were going to be in the grille of the Carnival. So we'll see that when it comes. Great LED. Now, once somebody asked me in the past, Tellurides are known for their amber marker lights. Same with the K5. We're going to have white marker lights on the Sorento and on the Carnival. All right, 25 minutes in, guys. We're probably going to cap this at around the 30-minute mark today. We're not going to go too long. We're not going to go too much overtime. But I will take your questions right now. So do me a favor. I'm just going to go over and look at the questions. Ooh, this is not always the best view, but here we go. If there's anything that I missed, let me know. Does the Carnival have second row shades? Yes. Has second and third row. And to be fair, one thing I meant to show you was, does the Telluride have third row shades? I feel like it does, but now I don't remember. No, it does not. So third row shades, so those window shades that pull up and shade the windows, those will also be in the third row of the Carnival. In the Telluride, you will not get that. So again, this entire video sounds like I've trashed the Telluride. If you've watched this for any length of time, you know I absolutely love the Telluride, and so does everybody in the automotive media. But now you're ending up with some not really status quo type introductions from Kia, really raising the bar introductions. So you just sell Kia, they said. At this point, I work for a Kia dealer, and that's what we have. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Okay, already dropped a like. Somebody said that's awesome. Does Carnival, what if Carnival have the door feature where it goes all the way down to save the pants and marking? Yeah, so that's a good question. One of the things the Telluride has, the Sorento has, and I do expect the Carnival to have it. It's sort of hard to show here, but you can see on this vehicle that door area is clean, and that's because this wraps all the way around. And what happens when you get out of a taller vehicle is your pant legs brush against the side of the vehicle and they get dirty. So I am expecting the Carnival to have that, but I haven't checked myself. So what you end up with in the Telluride, the Sorento, and probably the Carnival is that door that wraps all the way around. You can see it really here, right? It just wraps all the way around, so when I open the door here, let me grab the handle, you can see there's the clean area there. That's a really simple feature that not a lot of people will talk about, but it just keeps your dress pants or your nice pants or any even work pants from getting dirty when you hop out of a taller vehicle. And it's very common to touch that with your legs, especially if you're not a super tall person yourself. So great question there. I do expect the Carnival to have that, but I haven't double checked. Again, normally without COVID going on, I would have seen the vehicle in person by now, but I have not. So let me see. Length of the cargo space, we talked about that. A class leading cargo space in the Carnival. Does the Telluride have the no one left behind sensor? So yes, I know what he's talking about, and I forgot exactly what it's called. The Telluride has a sensor in here, and I'll see if I can show it to you. Let's see if we can find it right there. So right there is a little sensor. That is looking for children left in the car. So if there are children left in the car, if you leave a child in the car, the vehicle can warn you on the UVO Intelligence app, or it can warn you on the alarm system itself. So the UVO Intelligence app is kind of my favorite because your phone will just buzz, hey, there's someone in the car, double check that. Also, when you turn most of our cars off now, it says check the rear seats. You can turn that on or off. But certainly if you're a new family or if you've got, if you haven't slept a lot at night, we have a salesperson here who's got a new baby at home and he's got a 17-month-old as well. And he comes in kind of tired some days. So having that feature is really good. And of course, it will warn you, and it can warn you right on your cell phone. There's a whole bunch of new UVO Intelligence features coming to the Carnival as well that at this point are not on the Telluride. Little things like telling you if your washer fluid is low. And if you share the car with someone, for instance, I share my car with my wife. We both kind of drive it. I have a Kia Soul EV. So sometimes when she's driving it, if I found out the washer fluid's low, I can go fill that for her. I can be a gentleman. Well, sometimes it's nice to have the technology assist me. So something like when washer fluid goes low in the new Carnival, you're gonna have a warning to your phone saying, hey, your washer fluid might be low. You can just go fill it up, you can check it, and other warnings as well. At this point, the Telluride doesn't have that. So Carnival's gonna have some of those features that the Telluride does not have. And that's, to me, quite appealing. So we took a poll on my Instagram, Carnival or Telluride. Just tell me if the Carnival sounds more appealing now than it did about 29 minutes ago when we started the video, because to me, the more I learn about this Carnival, the more exciting it is. Aside from the loss of all-wheel drive in the Carnival, any other big features that makes the Carnival SX price $48,000 versus Night Sky $56,000? Yeah, I think really the Telluride is probably a little bit more beefy vehicle. And how much is the UVO subscription? Okay, I want to deal with this, and then I'll deal with the previous question. Somebody asked me, what is the price of the UVO subscription? So right now, the UVO subscription is no charge. You get 3 years of no charge. So basically that cell phone app is no charge to you, and it will be for 3 years. What's going to happen is it will come with a cost. So everybody wants to ask, what is the cost of that? We don't know, and I'll tell you why we don't know. One, they haven't said it yet. They have to compare it to current market prices. If we announce a vehicle price 4 years in advance, then people are going to beat us on that vehicle price. So we want to meet current market conditions. If something like OnStar all of a sudden said it was going to be $5 a month for all OnStar, that would play a factor into, is it worth it to charge more than what we're going to charge? So something like that plays into it. But the real thing that plays into it is UVO Intelligence is consistently adding features. So saying to someone who had UVO Intelligence 2 years ago, for instance, in a 2020 model year car, which is what I have, to say, 5 years from that point, we're going to charge you X, when all the features haven't even been added, it's very hard to price that. So they're going to add features to the vehicle and add features to that UVO app, and then it will be priced when they have all those features out. So that's why we don't have pricing. You're going to continue to see improvement in that area, which is pretty exciting for me. We're doing some cool stuff. I can't say I was a huge fan of the UVO Intelligence app when it first came out, but it's really growing on me. They're adding a lot of great features on there. All right, seeing if I can have any more questions. Somebody said, all-wheel drive, Carnival. Let's just show you a couple Carnival features just because I'm on the website. If you guys want to go to the website, go to kiacanada.ca, scroll down a little bit, you'll see the Carnival section. That's the page I'm on right now. The gallery here, you can see the seats there. You can have the Martian Brown. Check out, this is the third row seats, but check out the second row seats. We learned a whole bunch about these seats. Now, you can program from the driver's seat, you can recline those seats all by yourself from the driver's seat for your guests. So if you see your kids kind of dozing off and, let me just flip the camera. If you see your kids kind of dozing off and their head's starting to do that sideways lean against the seatbelt thing, you can just go from the driver's seat and tilt it right back, and they can, recline back on your own. So you can control that for your guests from the driver's seat, and of course they can control it themselves. We mentioned the black wheels. You can see the black wheels there. Martian Brown interiors, what they're going to use for some marketing colors. Looks pretty cool. Class-leading space. Let me just move that. Class-leading space there. Seats up or seats down, which is interesting. New logo is going to be on this vehicle as well, and it really does look SUV-like. So again, if you want all-wheel drive, you can get all-wheel drive. If you want, but you got to get that in the Telluride. If you want more space, you're going to go with the Carnival. And the Carnival is going to cost you less for more technology, and it's more technology than the class-leading vehicle. All right, guys, we were going to go for, I think, what did we say, 50 or 60 likes, I said something ridiculous. We only got to 34. Be nice if we could have got to 40, but that's okay. I understand. So if you're interested in the Carnival, we have these vehicles coming in. You can order one today. You can reserve one today. You can do it. Just give us a call. It's Brantford Kia, 519-304-6542. Easiest thing to do is just visit our website. If you're not watching live with us, I'm going to put a link in the description. You can click on it there. You can order that vehicle today. If you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button because we're going to have those vehicles in here soon. Does the Carnival and Telluride have the same engine? Great question. Very similar power numbers. Both have 8-speed traditional automatic transmissions, not dual clutches or anything else, so both have that. However, there's a 3.5 liter in the Carnival, a 3.8 liter in the Telluride. So no, they do not have the same engines, but you're going to see horsepower and torque numbers to be right on par, very similar with each other. There's 1 horsepower difference between the two cars. So that'll be interesting. All right, so give us a call, reach out to us. Again, if you're not live with us, check out the description in this video. You'll have a link to connect with us, connect with our sales team. If you want to reserve the vehicle, just tell us you want to do that. Carnival will be more efficient than the Telluride? Yes, I expect that to be because it doesn't have all-wheel drive. It is a little bit smaller engine. So thanks, guys. It's been fun. And tomorrow is Friday. Fridays are fun days. We have a new Kia class coming out tomorrow. I already have that one planned out. We just had a Kia class yesterday. So Kia classes are 3 to 7 minute videos. I think this one's about 3 minutes. We talked about a hidden feature that I didn't really know about, especially if you have an Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's super helpful. So go watch that. Spend 3 minutes there if you want. And we're going to settle for the 35 likes that we got today. We'll see how we do in the future. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We will talk to you again tomorrow.